is now being recorded.
Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
Joe Perez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Tel Link.
Hello, Joe.
Hello? Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, thank you.
Yeah, could you hear me?
Yeah, thank you for calling in to you have a collect call from. Just want to give you the heads up, and we're currently live and direct.
Okay. Okay. It's good. Been missing in action for a little bit, but I'm back now.
Yeah, man. As a matter of fact, I definitely want to get into that. Oh, actually, I have two questions. Two questions I got for you right now, and we'll go ahead and start off with the easy one.
Okay.
The first one's gonna be. I just noticed right now that the recording changed when you guys call in. I noticed that yesterday. Do you know what's up with that?
Yeah, I believe in 2022, and if it wasn't 22, for sure it was 23. They changed the wording in here, and so every document we have, like a 602 form, a request for interview, a medical, everything we had in CDC and PIA changed to from a inmate to no longer calling a prisoner an inmate, right? They changed it to an incarcerated individual. Now the recording you're hearing now, a year or two later, they're just getting around to updating their system because they don't want that word associated with the incarcerated individuals in custody.
And let me ask you, so because it seems like nowadays, they're playing word chess or word checkers, depending on how you look at it. Because out here, now homeless people, it's you can't be calling them homeless anymore. They're unhoused people.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
more sensitive to the situation.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. I didn't know that. Okay.
You really? Wow, that's that's what.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're playing word checkers out here with all kinds of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if they start people that are an addict, they start using like different words for them, to refer to them as to be sensitive to their what they're going through.
Substance abuser.
Yeah.
Yeah. An extreme substance abuser, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, George Lopez, right here to the stage. Yeah, no, I get it, bro. I get it. And man, homeless people are called again what? Unhoused individuals.
Yes, unhoused. I believe, unless it's changed recently.
Shout out to any of the unhoused population out there who might be listening in, man. I know housing is one thing, but a phone is another, completely other, bro. And I do know they got phones, maybe not all of them, but I do know some of them at least have went viral for hearing Lil Durk or hearing this or hearing that, hearing the new J. Cole. So shout out to any of those people who, if you do listen, hope your situation gets better, bro.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
And let me ask you, how do you feel about that? Do you think, with them changing the wording from inmate, prisoner to incarcerated individual or whatever they're referring to people that are incarcerated, do you think that's gonna make a difference?
I think it does. Not for me, right? I'm not gonna say for me because for me it's entirely the same thing. But I get where they're coming from because words are powerful and words matter, right? And it's like we talked about love and not being told that you're loved in the household, and that takes an effect on a person, right? So when you're calling an inmate, they kind of know. Take the word inmate away. The way California prison system has been set up for my term, at least, we came in young. We were the young and the restless. We're young. We're thugging. We're yelling. We're fouling. We're doing everything, right? But the word's there, and that word gives it power, right? So they're trying to take power away from the word and be like, no, you are an incarcerated individual. You will be returning to society one day. We want you to act as such. be treated as such. We're giving you college systems now. We're giving you opportunities now. We're giving you a way to come home sooner now. We're giving you milestone completion credits, educational merit credits. We're making it easy for you to come home now. Now do your part and earn it. Because if you don't, you could sit there for the whole 10-year term you got. But if you do it our way, you could come home in 6 years now. You could come home a lot faster now. So with all those things, it's not just a word that they changed. They're changing an entire system. But the word is only one component of the entire system. So in the future, I think the word itself doesn't matter. But everything else they did with it, and all the opportunities they're giving us to come home, and lifers no longer being, in my opinion, considered lifers. Like, you are coming home one day, and this is just one more little pebble that says you're coming home one day. You know. So I think the overall picture of it is fitting. Now, if you just look at the word, though, it's just like, oh, they just changed the word. So what? You know. But being everything that they have done in the last since 2014 this way, or 2013, because the juvenile LWOPs got their law changed in 2013, right? So from 2013 to 2024, California has done a dramatic change, and I've expressed how it doesn't even look the same in here no more. It looks like we all just went to college. Like, hey, put on these blue clothes, guys, and take these college courses, and it'll help you, right? That wasn't the setup before. So now at least there's opportunity there. Now, if you want to take it, it's there for you. Now, if you don't want to take it and you think you're super 101, Thug Motivation 101, then go ahead. That's for you too if you want it right there. But before, that's all we had was the Thug Motivation 101. We never had this whole other side of things. So with that said, 10 years from now, prison ain't even gonna look the same, bro. Because nobody is dying to a few population might be, but nobody's dying to stay in here away from their wives, away from their children, away from their family. Like, the more you put things to wake them up, the faster they're gonna wake up, and the faster they're gonna see, like, hey, this ain't even it, you know.
Man, yeah. I mean, I hope. I mean, I definitely hope. What they're trying to, or the way they're presenting it is actually, gonna work and benefit, everybody. Because, you're definitely right about that. People not wanting to, or thinking that they don't want to go home, and by the time they do want to go home, it might be too late.
Yeah, and not only that, for the audience that's listening, not only is that the driving force no more, but the bad side, like if you're Thug Motivation 101, that picture don't even look the same. That picture don't even look nothing like it used to look. So it's easier to be like, you know what, this is BS. I'm out. I'm completely. Thank God I seen this right now. There's something I didn't talk about. I don't think I talked about it, James. And if I did, jump in real quick. When I crossed over, I made a decision. Like, I knew why I was crossing over, right? But there were still things wrong with me, and this is one of the things that was wrong with me. I looked at little kids over here, like 20, 22, 23. They were so young, and I was biased towards them. And I don't know if I mentioned this. And I was biased towards them because I was like, dang, this little fool didn't even do no time, and you must be a weak-ass individual, right? Like, that's how I was looking at them. And in time, you're talking to them, and I'm like, this fool was a good kid. Like, you could have been out there with us the whole time. And hearing them talk, I'm like, this fool was so smart. He just cut through the BS. What it took a long time for most of us to do, they just cut through it instantly. And they were like, I didn't come to jail to come chill with my homies, and my homies want to kill my homies. Like, I couldn't get that stuck in my head. I couldn't get that out of my head. Like, all we're doing is hurting each other. This ain't the love. This ain't the same thing I signed up for. So when I go to yard and we're just plotting on the next homie, I'm just like, how are we plotting on the next homie? Like, that's the homie, fool. Like, what are you doing? And they were young, and they seen it, and they were just like, this ain't it. This ain't what it was on the streets. This is not what I signed up for. This is not, I'm out. And this is something I learned from more so because the homies think like that a little bit too, the younger ones, right? But more so the northern homies were expressing that. And I was like, you guys were so smart, fool. Like, so I went to looking down on them to admiring them. Like, dang, who's the dumb one? Because I spent the last 23 years over there. This fool, all he took was 4 years to wake him up, and he was like, yeah, I'm out, fool. My whole family is like this. I told my mom, you know, because they had the tablets. Some places had the JPay tablets. So this individual told his mom, like, you know, I need to leave at this time in the morning. Call the prison, tell the counselor to call me out, da-da-da. And then he was like, man, when that actually happened, the thing almost went south on me, and I was like, man, this is great, you know? But that's how he left, and his dad was real mad at him because he was like, why didn't you tell me? Like, I could have had people help you. Like, his dad had say so, you know? I could have had, and he was like, that's why I didn't tell you, Dad, because you still wanted this life for me, and I didn't.
Damn, that's deep right
you
there.
Know?
I mean, yeah. I mean, for you know, for somebody to go through something like that, and their parents are you know have gone down the path, and I'm pretty sure he was torn, you know, because obviously you know you don't want to let your parents down, but then again you know it's about you know what's best for you at the end of the day. So you know he made that choice, and like you said, you know, at least it didn't take him 23 years, you know, to figure it out. You know, he figured out, you know, 3 years. You know, it's cool. You know, like for me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because he gets to start his life. He gets to start his life now. You get what I'm saying? Like, he don't have to do all the time and continuously do shoot turns and continuously do that and potentially lose the action you got now of going home, right? So he gets to start now, and not only that, but his brother was just like him. His dad was just like them, but his dad was a somebody, and he was all pissed off at the son because he was like, now I got to ask permission to even speak to you, and it was crazy.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
And he said, you know, my mom, I didn't think she was going to help me because she's so, like, in the lifestyle, too, you know? And he goes, he just didn't know. And when she did help him, he goes, we got so much closer, you know? And the brother ended up dying in the future on the streets. And he was like, that's the whole reason why I was like, I'm cool on this shit. Because this is the only place you end up is in prison or death or crippled, just like you say, right? Yeah. So this little kid at a ripe age of like 22, 23, he hit a 180 when he was like 18 years old, stayed there for about 4 years and figured it all out. And was like, I am not staying for this. I did not sign up to see us kill each other for nothing. I didn't sign up for what I looked up to be mistreating us and be yelling at us and treating us like he's like, I was out. It was clear as day to me. So I went from thinking of these people like as weak as like, oh, you didn't even stay, but you didn't even last 5 years, you know? And I went from that thought process because I'm still growing when I crossed over, I'm still growing mentally, to admiring these people because I'm like, man, they figured it out so young, you know? And they're not wrong.
Sorry, I had to go close my door because they're installing the floors right now, and they're cutting. I can hear them like cutting on the tile. So I got up and closed the door because I'm not sure if you could hear them, but they're singing in the background. It's like I'm at a mechanic shop right now.
It's beautiful. Those are beautiful noises, people. Those are the noises of growth. You got a blade saw in the background that something's getting done right, you know? So
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you.
Yeah,
so that kid that you met, was it right when you crossed over, or how long ago was it that you met him?
It was maybe like a year after I crossed over, because I remember I was on the level 4 right there when I crossed over, but then
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
And when I got the level 3 override, I met him, and I still got his hookup, and I still plan to when my feet touch this free world one day. I think he still got a long time to do, so I'm gonna be in his life, you know. And and you wouldn't have seen that coming because he's from up north, and we don't really mingle like that. Not enough close to be like, hey, I'm gonna get your hookup, and I'll be here till you get out, and that's where we're at now. Like, I don't talk to him now because I'm still in prison now. But when I get out and I'm free one day, then I could reach out and be like, hey, what's up, fool? Jump on his tablet and be like, hey, I never forgot about you. I'm here. Like, let's get you ready for board. Let's get you ready. You know what I mean? I can be a friend to him, like a real friend. Like, let's get you in the best possible position you can be in, right? Because before we were not friends.
All right, so I totally forgot his 15 minutes were up, and I didn't give him the heads up. But anyhow, he should be calling us back shortly, and then we'll go ahead and continue with his journey. Definitely interested in hearing more about the experience that he had when he eventually made it over to the other side, and then I also want to touch on a few other things with him. So as soon as he calls back, we'll go ahead and continue. I know it's raining right now, so hopefully that doesn't affect the service. But so far it's been pretty good so far. I know normally that's not the case, but I'm hoping for the best. And here we go.
This call is now being recorded. Global Talent, usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
Joe Perez.
Un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Talent.
Hello, Joe.
Hello.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So my idea of a friend before was twisted, right? Like even on the streets, sometimes there will be situations that come up. James, pretend I didn't even know you, and pretend my friend knows you, and you roll up with my friend, and your lips bleeding, your face is swollen, your eyes all big, right? And your nose looks crooked, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, damn, what's up with dude? But he's my friend's friend, so like, what happened, fool? And you're like, oh, I got you. Well, let's go back, let's go get them, right? That's like blind loyalty. That's like the loyalty that should be reserved. I talked about that for your family alone, and that was me 101. So when I come to prison, nothing changes. That's me too, right? Like if I feel I have a friendship with you, and we are loyal, because I was always big on loyalty, right? And if I know you didn't do nothing wrong, in my opinion, like that's BS. They're going to stab you because hell no. If you're my friend, I'm going to go tell you. Now, we can get in trouble for this, but I don't care because I know you're never going to put me out, but I'll go tell you like, hey, fool, this is what it is. They're going to blast you. They're saying this and that, da-da-da-da-da. I got a strap. Like, you want it, fool? Because like you don't want to be out there dead without nothing, So now I'm going against the grain, but not openly. I'm doing it secretly because of my loyalty to my friend, right? So I thought that was a friend. Here I am giving them a knife for their safety, but at the same time, it's encouraging bad stuff. Like you're gonna stab somebody. I'm encouraging that without even saying that. I'm encouraging. I'm promoting. I'm guiding. I'm doing all that, right? So. In this lifestyle, you get stuck, like in that zone, and you think you're a friend. Hey, fool.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Hey, that fool's talking madness about you. I heard him say this, and this. I'm telling you so you can go beat him up. Like I'm pumping you up, And we don't really realize that we're doing that at the same time, right? But I come to discover like a friend won't want you to get in a worse situation than you are. So if you're gonna say like even use the word friend, like I see it differently now, because if I'm this little guy's friend, this little northerner, right, and I come back into his life, it's to get him out faster. It's to be helpful to him, to reunite him and his family. That's like what a friend should be in jail, at least, It's like you going through a hard time, James, out there, and you come to my house and you're all weak and vulnerable inside, and you're not there mentally and emotionally. You're just out of it, and I'm giving you liquor, and I'm like, come on, fool, like let's just chill and watch the game, and let's hit some more liquor, and you know what? Let's blaze it, and let's like I'm taking you deep down. Like you need time to heal, and I'm not helping you out. That shit ain't helping. That shit's just leaving you more messed up, if anything, or keeping you stuck. And my ideas of a friend have changed so much, you know.
You know what? You're absolutely right, man. I definitely been guilty of that in the past. When it comes to alcohol and whatnot. Sometimes we would be out partying or whatever, and then friends or my homies would want to leave, and then I'll be like, nah, just chill, and they're like, nah, I got it. I'm like, all right, then cool, suit yourself. Hey, good luck, vayas con Dios.
Yeah, yeah, vayas con Dios, but you see what I'm saying though, like before, it's because we grow up like that, so you think you're being a friend, right? Like even put a girl does a breakup, and she's been in love with this fool forever. And her homegirls are like, oh, let's hit the club, let's get drinks, let's party, woo. And they're taking her down a zone, and they think they're helping her heal. But really they're not, because she's going to go out, she's going to do all kinds of stuff, and maybe her and the guy get back together. It was just a fight. So instead of saying, hey, it's just a fight, just relax, talk about it, let's call him over, whatever. They're going about it the wrong way. And then that shit comes out in the future, and it hurts the relationship even more. Because it comes out in the future, right? So it will be better just to be like, handle it like adults. Like, I know you're mad at him. I know he's mad at you. But you don't bring in all the other extras, because both sexes have different ways of displaying, like, I'm your friend, I'm loyal to you. But we do it wrongly, right? We do it with not the best intentions. Like a mother to a daughter, or maybe even a father to a son, like they care about these people so much that they're like, I want the best for you in the future. So their help is going to look different than a friend's help, And I changed my idea of what a friend is. So now I help in more of a what's best for you, what's best for your individual. I'll say this. I have a little buddy I don't know too good on the yard. And something happened with him where people are talking crazy about him, and he's going home. He got a date. This little guy got a date through the court or something. And yesterday I was talking to him, and I was like, hey, fool, don't listen to the noise, Don't pay attention to that. You need to get out. You need to go home to your mom. You need to go home to your wife, to your kids. Like, you need to be out there. Like, these fools talking, they don't matter. Whatever they're saying doesn't matter, because they ain't busting no grape, first of all. And what do they matter? You're the only one pumping yourself up in your head. Like, oh, man, these fools are going to be thinking about me like this, right? Long story short, this fool's like, thank you, fool. I needed that. I needed that to hear that, because I was already going crazy in my mind. Like, what am I going to do? And I'm like, well, that's the problem. Like, because you shouldn't be thinking like that. You should be thinking about your family. But what I'm saying is that kind of conversation with him is like a friend conversation. Like, I want the best for you. I don't want to see you in here longer than you have to be. And the action you got, you can't compare you to the other guys, because this action you got, if they get in trouble, guess what? They don't mess everything up for them, and they have life in prison again. You do. You better weigh those options, And it just puts things into perspective for him, and it helps him too, because you're being a moral support. You're being all kinds of helpfulness in there. And now it might not only be his wife telling him the things, but he gets that validation from someone else. And again, I'm not super close with this guy, so he's hearing this from just a individual that he knows, that he has some kind of respect for, and I think it goes a long way, But that's on like some real friendship type conversation,
You know what, and that's definitely big big on your part, because not just anybody's gonna give you like a positive positive feedback, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people in there that are that are negative and are miserable. So they want to keep people down. So I'm pretty sure that
Yeah.
those are the people you were talking about, just a moment ago. So having somebody speak to him and giving him a different and positive outlook, I'm pretty sure was encouraging
Yeah.
on his end, opposed to all the negative stuff and him worrying about what other people are gonna say about his situation.
Yeah, and I got to remind him because he's young. He's so young, but he looks about 27, I think. But his head's blasted up, his face, his neck. He's got tattoos all over. He's a little young thug-looking baby, But I think when you put stuff into perspective, it helps. It helps bring that mind back to reality. Like, hey, fool, like you're thinking like an in-prison mindset. Like you need to shake that off. Because I told him something yesterday. I told him, you know what? You should go and pray and thank God he put you in this situation because this is all practice, fool. This is all practice because we're going to get in the free world, and you can't be acting like that. You can't be having these thoughts. You can't be thinking like that. Fool, if you tell your mom what's going on, she'll probably look at you and laugh and be like, I don't want to hear that. Before I got bills to pay, I got real problems. You're worried about what other people think about you. Like, that's not a problem. Who cares, But I think sometimes you need reminders, And yeah, I felt good talking to him because it felt good. It felt good because he was real. He felt good. It felt good for me to see him feel real good and relieved that a conversation like that had happened.
Yeah, yeah. And is he going home relatively soon, or is he still got some time before that date comes around?
No, I think he's going home. I think he's going home pretty soon, bro.
Oh, nice. Nice, yeah.
And again, he can't mess it up because the mess up for him, it cost him everything. Like it's easy to act all crazy when you got nothing to lose and you're going home in 2 years anyways. Like it's real easy to do that, but for someone that's finding hard to go home, like you gotta swallow that. You gotta swallow that pill, bro. I don't care how big it is, because if you react to that, then you just don't give a fuck about your family, all that work you were doing, all the stuff you were setting in place, all the coping tools, it's all out the window. Like if you can't pass that test, then I can't even be mad at them for them saying, hey, guess what, guy, I will see you in 5 years,
Yeah. You know what? And then you got to go through that whole day. You're gonna have Groundhog Day every day. For the next 5 years, and that's if they allow you to go home after those 5 years, because you could be thinking all the what ifs. I should have done it like this. I should have done it like that. And by that time, it's too late. You have already wasted another 5 years of your
it's too late
of your life. So
we got a new governor. We got the laws changed again. No one's coming home again. Like imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine how difficult that would. Yeah, that's and I'm sure other people think like that too. Like I definitely thought like that before. I think like that still. Like we have opportunities, but they're not guaranteed to stay there forever, bro. Like there's a lot of people that don't want this to even have happened like it did, So yeah. Ooh, Marcelli just gave me some ice cream.
Ice cream.
Gave me some ice cream, James.
What?
Mm-hmm.
How do you get? How does one get ice cream in prison?
Oh, they sell us ice cream, bro. In canteen, they sell us ice cream. So he went to yard, and he came back in right now, and he came back in with a pint of ice cream. So he necked half of it and gave me the other half.
Hey, let me ask you: is it raining out there right now? Because this is definitely the perfect weather for some ice cream right now.
No, it's not. It's sunny. It's sunny, bro. Matter of fact, he came in with all kinds of goodies. He came in with some caramel popcorn. He came in with a Danish he's cutting in half right now. And, a bear claw or a cherry cheesecake, Danish, something like that. But we're eating. We're eating on the live.
All right.
Glad to be with you, America.
Hey, and just to let you know, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to a ICEMAN. He just tapped in. He works at Costco, and he doesn't. And just for clarification, he doesn't work in the pharmacy. He works in the meat. He's a butcher in the butcher department, or in the meat department.
Oh my God. Okay, Iceman. since you're a butcher, I don't ever want you to see one movie, bro. It's called The Valley of Eli. Don't ever watch that movie. It's sad.
Never seen it. So, if it includes butchering animals, I'd rather not. I'd rather not see it. I don't want to know my food before I
James,
eat it.
I just watched it.
Uh-huh.
I just watched it since I've been doing the podcast with you guys, and it was so sad, bro. Remember I told you like I didn't have emotions when I was a little kid, and now I see movies and like movies can make me cry now, bro. And that's definitely one of them. Like it should have won Picture of the Year or whatever the movies get. That's so good. It's an excellent movie. And when I see that kind of movie, what I see is
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
what I see is that inmates, you know, incarcerated individuals, prisoners across the world, they share one wavelength or whatever you will call it with soldiers that go to combat, that go to the military, you know? In that movie, in all movies, they're trying to portray reality, right? And this is an army-related movie.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
When I see these little soldiers talk, and when I just see a prisoner, you know, and I'm like, dang, that's how far gone our minds went, you know? Like we both share similarities to each other, you know?
Yeah. And you know, right now that you mentioned movies and you know movies that you watch, you know, while incarcerated. Have you ever watched and I know you're getting ready to go home, so if you haven't watched this one, I recommend it. Seeing The Notebook with your wife.
Bro, come on, bro. I said I'm a Mac on this thing before, bro. I must have watched The Notebook like I must have watched The Notebook like no BS, probably like 8 times in my life. Titanic.
Yeah.
Notebook. You know, I'm gonna call back because it's gonna hang up right now. Right?
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we reached that, man, and I definitely I forgot to put up the timer so I could keep track of it. Hopefully I don't forget on the next one. I gotta press all kinds of different buttons over here and tabs. And I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but I don't have I haven't been able to highlight the messages because I don't know what happened. A few days ago it stopped working, and I deleted the program that I used for that, and reinstalled it, but it just hasn't corrected itself. I need to troubleshoot.
This call is now being
Global
recorded.
Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
Joe Perez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Tel Link.
Hello.
You know what, James?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you go to these family visits, like the men out there, you guys are not deprived of nothing, right? So you guys have your wags. Remember that word, wags? Wives and girlfriends. Sancho's at the end, right? And we don't. We're deprived up in this concrete walls, right? So for the longest time, you know, she'll be like, "Oh, let's watch a movie," you know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, yeah. And we never get to the damn movies, right? I've never watched a movie in all my family visits, bro. I've never watched a damn movie ever. And in this last one, I seen 2 movies. You know, like when you go in there, they got all kinds of DVDs, and they got a DVD player. They got a TV, and some places got 2 TVs, a TV in the bedroom and a TV in the living room, right? And so anyways, I hear this all the time. Like, oh, they got this movie, let's watch it. Okay, cool, because, you know, they just want to watch a movie and chill maybe, right? And I finally got around to watching a movie. I go, oh, we're gonna watch two of them back to back because we got to get these things out the way, you know. And when I'm in there, it's all time management, you know. This, that, other, boom, boom. I'm just jumping around in my head. I'm trying to exhaust all my time and use everything to the maximum in there, you know. So we watch a movie, and I don't know if you ever seen The Quiet Place, James. You seen it?
It sounds familiar. Is that the one where you got to be quiet because like some creatures will come snatch you out of your house?
Yeah, that's it. It's Emily Blunt and her husband directed it, right? And so I'm like, you know, she's going through the movies and she sees The Notebook. We've been there, right? She sees all kinds of movies, and I'm going, and I go, we're watching The Quiet Place, and we watch it, right? And I'm saying we're watching it because it's a family movie. And it's not. It's an alien movie, right? But it's so good, like family-wise, right? They lose the son, you know, like in a way that just happened, you know? And the daughter thinks she's neglected by the dad now. She thinks he blames her. And then, you know, the dad, there's all kinds of touching moments in this movie. And the whole movie, they're just trying to live, you know? And the wife's pregnant, bro. And she gives birth with this alien about to smoke her, you know? And the husband has to save the kids. And they talk sign language, you know? Because the daughter was deaf. And so when the dad's right there, and the alien's trying to get the daughter and the son, and he looks at her and he's like, you know, I love you. He signs it to her. He signs, I love you. I always loved you, you know? And she's shaking her head like, nah, don't do it, fool. And he just starts yelling, ah! And the alien, they go off a sound. So the alien runs from the truck that he was about to get them, and he kills the dad, you know? And they have a bunch of touching moments like that, like it's all family, you know? Like, for the love of the family, you know? And so I wanted to watch those because they're both kind of dead on with that family love, you know? And it wasn't your traditional romantic movie, but we got it, and I wanted to do it because she never seen them before. But I know all those romantic, any romantic movie you could say, James. I've been there. Yeah, The Notebook.
Yeah.
You know. What about 50 First Dates? With I like that one too. Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler.
Man, it's funny that you bring that up because I tell my wife I feel like I'm in 50 First Dates. You know, every time, you know, I find myself, you know, repeating myself over and over again. Hopefully, she's not hearing right now, because if not, I might catch a calentada. You know, when she gets home, she might.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I've seen.
No, but I'm sure it'll be a lovely calentada because you're always thinking about her, bro.
That's right.
She's never far from your mind. So let her. Yeah. So you got that smooth Mac just flows in there, bro. We save everything. You know.
and you know what?
Yeah. There's no. What?
And I'm glad you brought up, you know, family visits because I know you just got back from one. When did you get back? Was it Sunday or Monday?
It was Sunday morning. Sunday morning I came back and yeah, bro. You know, you're okay. You remember, we're deprived, so when we come back, you know, we're beat up, bro. As a man, when you come back, you're beat up. You're sore. You're tired. You look like you went to war. The only thing you ain't got on you is mud and smoke, right? You come back and you're just beat, you know? Yeah.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
So, at least I am, bro. I'm maximizing every minute. Yeah.
So let me ask you because I know you know I think David, you know, he's mentioned, you know, he's been on one before, and he said that it's kind of like it has a feeling or set up like an apartment. Does it have like a unlimited, you know, shower ability? If you wanted to jump in the shower, is it like
yeah, unlimited shower ability? And then what's more better than that, bro? Is like you come to jail and you're in here for so long, bro, and you don't even, like, a bath feels so good and so relaxing and so like
there's a bath.
Damn, Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. It's a bad. You put your shampoo in there, get the bubbles going, right? But those kind of moments, remember I was talking about rehabilitation?
Yeah.
Those kind of moments are the moments that you have that you're like, damn, I messed up my whole life. Like, I can't believe this. And without, it's sad because not every inmate experiences that, because most inmates won't get a family visit, right? Most inmates, it's hard for them to get a regular visit, so let alone a family visit. But when you experience stuff like that, and like cooking, and like they have to count us like at 10 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock at night, 5 in the morning. So your visitor, she'll be asleep in the bed, and you come back, you go out, and it's just some cold ass air, and you come back freezing, and it's windy, and you're like, and then you jump in the covers, and they're all hot and warm, and you're like, right, and you fall asleep, and you do it again, and then somewhere along the lines, you just won't go back to bed, and you just see them sleeping, and you just be like, okay, I'm gonna make them food, and you'll start making food, and they're knocked out, boom, they're exhausted too, and you're cooking, and you're making food, and then you're in the kitchen. This is not a cell no more. It's like got the stove, got the ovens, got the air fryer, bro. I hit my first air fryer this weekend, and putting a little bit of oil on the hash browns and the papa, whatever I'm doing, right? And they're knocked out, bro. And then when they wake up, they just wake up to food, And it's these kind of moments where you're just like damn, fool, I wasted my whole life. My whole life was wasted, But if you don't have those moments, you nothing else made me experience that. Nothing else made me think that. I don't care what self-help group I went to, nothing will give me that. Only that could have gave me that,
Like the real, actually being in that situation, for those few days. I'm pretty sure those days they just fly by.
Yeah, well, you maximize that clock, bro. It's like a playoff game, Well, for me now, like it is a playoff game, and they're looking at you crazy because they're like, "What are you talking to? Calm?" And I'm like, "We ain't got time to calm down. Get over there." Okay, boom, boom. After that, food time. After that, shower. Right? So I'm running around like a crazy monkey in that room, And yeah, bro, I'm like, gotta maximize the time, baby. Gotta maximize the time, Like, this thing's gonna be over within a hot second. And yeah, but those experiences make you feel like you're human again, because in prison you lose that. Remember how I told you when I came in, I threw away my letters, my addresses. I didn't want nothing to do with the world. So all my future thoughts are like, oh, I'm gonna stab this fool. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Like, it's all violence. It's all corrupted. So when you have a family visit, new thoughts form in your head, where it's like, dang, I could have been doing this the whole time. I could have been chilling the whole time like a normal human being. Why'd I have to be so stupid? Why'd I have to, right? So those things, like a rehabilitated group tries to draw those things out of you, right? But when you go to a family visit, there is nothing trying to draw nothing out of you, and it's just flooding out. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how it feels,
Yeah, no, it definitely.
And now you get to picture. Yeah, and now you get to picture yourself doing something else, because for so long, all you pictured yourself doing was making that knife. How do we get that dope? Wrap that dope up. Send that over here. Oh, we got to sneak over here to this building to do this. Like, that's all you're envisioning because that's all you know. So that's all you're having. And even if you had a family out there, and even if you did that, well, you're in prison now, bro. So get your head in the game, right? So your thoughts are still there. But when you get a family visit, that puts everything into perspective again. That puts everything like, dang, I all these years I've been thinking how to be a better prisoner. And now you get to think like, man, James has it made out there, bro. He gets to take his daughter to school every day. He talk to her. He talks to the wife. Like, so you I think that's so helpful. in my opinion, that's the number one.
Hey, right now that you bring up my daughter, man. So my wife's currently she was out of town and she just got back right now. I was supposed to pick her up from the airport, but she told me not to pick her up. She said she's gonna catch an Uber. So I'm like, all right, then cool. But so the last so I've been with my daughter since Sunday night.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
And my daughter, she's a handful. So and I got the full scope of it yesterday because it was just just been me and her. But man, my hats off to my wife because my daughter, man, she's like the Energizer bunny. She's always on, moving at 110%. She's been punching me in my stomach and running around, and it was like midnight last night.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey man, you need to slow down on that, because by that time I was already tired.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get some stuff done around the house before my wife got home, because if not,
Yeah.
I hear about dishes in the sink or why is there socks all over the place? So we were picking stuff up, trying to get it accommodated to as best as we could,
Yeah.
before she walks in. But yeah, no, I definitely looking back on those moments, definitely appreciate them, that I'm able to be there for her and and be part of her life and see those moments of her growing up and how she's changed. Right now she's 5 years old and the way she thinks and the things she does, it leaves me scratching my head sometimes, like how did she figure this stuff out? Like right now she's in a phase where she's like coloring and drawing and stuff and for me, I think she's an amazing artist, but I mean, I and I've been telling my wife, we need to encourage her, to keep on going, because if something that's something that she could, because I can't draw for anything. My wife can't draw for anything either, so I'm not sure, where she got this artistic ability, but we definitely, want to nurture it, and maybe she could do something with it, later down the road. And what I do is whenever she does like these little drawings, I'll put them aside and I got them stacked up, like as many drawings I could save, before my wife gets a hold of them, because she likes to get rid of them, and I'm like, nah, like this is the type of the type of things that I want to hold on to, like, so when she's older, my wife was like, I'll just take a picture of it. I was like, it's not the same. You could take a picture of it, but having like the actual hard copy here, and I could give it to her when she's like
different.
20, yeah. So I gotta like so anytime I see papers, I snatch them up and then I take them to the office. So now I just got like a whole thing just full of her drawings and stuff.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
And she's funny, you
can make her a drawer.
Yeah.
You can make her a drawer in the office now, a little safe.
Yeah. Put a lock on it, and put a sign, keep out of it, no girls.
That way they can't get stolen. Yeah. Yeah. You know what's funny, James, is that when I was little, remember I tell you my nieces and nephews, they're so close to me, right, in age?
Yeah.
And my nieces will always remember me for that. Like, I'll take the boys in the room and they'll come and I'll be like, nah, no girls allowed. And they get older, they'll still be like, man, that used to suck, man. We used to want to go in there and chill with you guys, and you would turn around and be like, no girls allowed, and we'd just look at each other like, okay. And I was like, oh, poor things,
Hey,
and then I get locked up.
Call me back. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something funny right now when you call me back. All right, so we hit that 15-minute mark, and he should be calling us back shortly. Normally, Joe's, he knows how to dial kind of quick, so it shouldn't be too much longer. And I want to tell him something funny that I told my wife. My wife didn't think it was funny, but I did. I got a good laugh out of it. Anyhow, I know, Lexman, you were asking me about the room. So it's, they're putting the floor right now. They should be done by tomorrow. But overall, it's pretty much done already. And then we just need to get it inspected, and we'll be good to go.
This call is now being recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
Joe Perez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So So I told my wife, I was like, hey, when the office is ready, I'm gonna put up a sign. I was gonna put only my daughter's name is allowed. And my wife was like, you're crazy. You can't do that. Well, like, what do you mean I can't do that? It's gonna be my office space. It's like I could do whatever I want to do with it. And she was like, well, you can't come into my office. I was like, I gotta walk through your office to get to my office. There's just no way around it. She's like, you go through the window then.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Well, the wifey, you gotta always include them, cause they're like, rules don't apply to me, you know.
Oh man, it does in the office.
Yeah, in the office it does, huh? Got to keep you. You just gotta tell her. James. Hey, babe, I gotta keep you away from these dangerous criminals, cause I deal with some shiesty individuals over here, you know. And then that's your key to get her out of there, you know. Got to keep you safe above all.
Hey, and right now that you say that, you know, it's funny because I was showing her your pictures, you know, everybody's picture, and she's like, hey, this guy doesn't look like a killer. This guy doesn't look like a killer. I'm like, hey, you know, you'll be surprised, you know. That's why you can't be judging people on their looks, you know. They look normal, but hey, you just never know. Like out on the street, you can't be judging only because like somebody looks crazy doesn't mean that they're actually crazy. You know, it's the people you least suspect that you gotta be worry about.
You know what, James? I've always looked at. Remember, I come from a mom and 5 sisters, right?
Yeah.
And I always thought I was soft for that, right? Like this is before prison. I just always thought I was soft because, you know, I would envy my friends who had a brother, and the brothers will fight all day and like bloody noses and fat lips, and the moms would be like, "Get your ass out of it," right? And she'll separate them. And I'll be like, dang, this was gonna be a good fighter, right? Like he's getting all this practice in, and I would be envious.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I would be envious of that, bro. But I've always had like a soft look to me, you know. But as a teenager, like somehow, some way, I've definitely forgotten what I looked like as a teenager because. You're right. At that age, I did not look nothing like that, but the mindset was at 110 or 1001 or whatever you put it, you know. But I did have I don't appear violent from my face, you know.
And right now that you say that, you know, we got 5 people listening. What do you think about, you know, me sharing your picture with them so they know. You know what you look like. looking like a model getting ready for a photo shoot.
Hey, bro, you go ahead and share it, bro. Go ahead and put me up on there, you know. And you know, in the county, I used to get mad, but sometimes I will go to a different tank, and they'll be like, "Are you a Wood?" And I will get so offended, right? Like I won't show it, but inside I will be like, "Urgh!" And I'll be like, "Fool, you don't see the Mexican in me, or what's up?" Like, you know what I mean? So I would just go so crazy and stuff, right? But there's one time, James, I didn't share this story, but there's one in my history of prison. I only got in one fist fight, right? And it was in Calipat. I believe I was on A yard, right? In Calipatria. And the guy was bigger than me. He was I almost said his name right now, but I won't say his name, but his name says he's bigger than me. Like that kind of name says like, oh, this guy's a pretty big dude, a beastie dude, you know? And I remember being well, I want to say scared, but so conscious, right, of the knockout, because I know when you're like 200 plus, when you're like a heavyset dude, when that fist connects with the jaw, you're gonna fall asleep, right? So while I'm fighting him, I just remember telling myself, "Don't get knocked out. Don't get knocked out, because if you get knocked out, this fool's gonna jump on you and pound your face in. Like, do not get knocked out." So I'm running in like a little chicken, like a little rooster. I'm running in, tagging him, and running out. Running in, running out. Running in, I'm busting like a Floyd Mayweather De La Hoya type fight, right? And these cops don't stop it, bro. they're like, what the heck? Look at this little guy against the big guy. So they don't hit the alarm. They don't do nothing, and they're just walking, and they got to open up a gate and walk to the other side to get to us, right? Well, long story short, me and this fool do like a half a track, or like a half a prison track. We literally start the fight way over here, and we go all the way around fighting, doing that song and dance, right? And fights usually ain't that long. And I'm tired, I am winded, and now I see him going by the cop already, and the cops are coming to him, and I'm in my head, I'm like, you gotta get him. Hey, bro, I cracked him on one of those flying in ninja tactics and coming out. You just hear like a baseball get hit, crack, and the whole yard is like, ooh, like both sides of the yard, they're like, damn, because they hear it. And this fool does like a spin and falls down to his knees. And now the whole me being scared of him knocking me out, jumping on me, I jump on him, and I'm like a helicopter, you know. I'm letting it rip. And then the cops eventually they say get down, and that fool tries to stand up, and he wobbles and falls, and the whole yard's laughing, and they're homies are fools, right? So the yard's going crazy. I not only gave them two things they could go crazy. I mean, gave them one thing they could go crazy for, but I gave them two. Because on both teams, they were going crazy, the yard. And I remember how I got down, and you never want to get down by the guy you fought with because of fear. It's like he'll get up and fucking stomp you out. So I walk back, and I get down, and the cops are right there. And I'm looking up, and I see him all dazed and confused, right? And we go to medical. They cuff me up. They take me. I got no shirt on. I'm mobbing. And I go to medical, and then he comes in. Boom. And like 5 minutes later, they take him to the outside hospital. But there's no weapon. There's absolutely no weapon right here. It's just fist, you know? And they take him to the outside hospital, and I'm waiting for the paper to sign to go back to the yard, like the marriage chrono, we call it. And they come in, and two black guys got in a fight at the same time, like minutes before. So they're in there. They sign the papers. And I'm like, hey, where's my paper? And they're like, you ain't got no paper. I'm like, what do you mean? I got in a fight right now. I got the paper. What's the matter? They're like, you're going to AdSeg, fool. You're going to the hole. You got a GBI, or you got this, you got that. I don't know what they told me. And I'm like, what? And they're like, fool, that fool's in the hospital right now. You ain't going nowhere. And I'm like, dang, man, buzzard luck, you know. But this guy's way bigger than me, James. And after that, those cops, they were saying exactly what you were saying. And in my mind, I don't get it. Because in my mind, I'm like, what are these stupid fools talking about? Don't they know who I am? Like, that's still me in my head. Like, how could you not think that? But all the cops were like, Peachy right hand way. Oh, what is it? Because I was in that seg, and my hand was wrapped up. It was all bandaged up for a while, right? Yeah. And they were like, oh, ¿a poco you're the one? You're the one in front of 5 block. Hey, wait. Chinga su madre, wait, right hand. And I'm like, these fucking paisa. But they all started calling me right hand because I was getting visits like back to back in the hole. So they would have to take me to visit, right? And they were all calling me right hand after that. And they would say like, dang, fool, that's why you can't judge a book by the cover, you know. But so all those things what we're talking about, like the look, yeah, they were having a field day on that one, you know. They called me that for like months.
Hey, yeah. So hold on. So I gotta get the backstory on this picture here because I just put it up, and we just had we had Righteous Monkey tapping in. We also had Johnny tapping in, and then hey, it's funny. So it's the Righteous Monkey put I guess like this is what you were saying when you took the picture. Sup, girl? Big Joe's pick.
Okay, look, this is what I'm going to say, Righteous Monkey. Look, you spend, you know, in the cops' opinion, their opinion is like cell phones equal like, oh, you're calling murders on the streets, you're doing this, you're doing that. Like that's all they see. And when you go to board, that's all the commissioner's going to see right there, right? They don't see it for what 90% of it is, or maybe 95% of it is. When you buy a cell phone in prison, I talked about the lockdowns and the phone on the wall that you never get to use, right? So the only contact you have is with your family. And at this time, the letters, they still take a long time. They still take like a month to get to you. So when you write a letter, it goes to the streets. It takes like a month to get to them. and then their letters take like a month to get to you because supposedly security, right? Now that's all out the window now. Letters come fast now. Now that we got these damn tablets and everything, they come quick. But in those times, they didn't. So when you get a phone, the first people you call are your family. And you don't even have numbers like that. You have like one number, two numbers, three numbers, you know, and you call, and then you get reunited with your family. But the part I'm trying to say is, I just spent $1,500 for a phone. There is no way these cops are going to take it, and I don't get nothing out of it. So picture day, like for your first 2 weeks, it's like, clack, 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 clack. Hey, sit on the bum, fool. Do this. Put your hands like this. Oh, let me do push-ups first, fool. Let me work out. So you're doing all this stupid thing. You're taking like 1,000,000 pictures, bro. Me, personally, I'm taking like 1,000,000 pictures until I'm like, okay, you know what? That's worth $1,500. Now they could take it. Now I don't care, right? So. Man, I probably got so many pictures, but yeah, bro, that was just me. I have a picture with that same damn day, 'cause that's with the bandana, right?
Yeah.
Where you're taking so many pictures, bro, and you know, I said one for Pac, boy, and I put it backwards, and I took it just like him, you know, like, hey, bro, and right there, I had long hair, James, like I grew my hair out, right?
Okay, yeah.
So I just shaved it back. I just took it back off right there, right? But with my long hair, bro, I took so many long hair pictures. Like, I got my thing whipping like Los Bookies. I got my thing with my goatee on. Then I shaved the bottom off, the mustache and the hair. Then I shaved both of them off, the hair. Then I put my hair in tranzas, like if I'm Samoan, like 4 crazy ones. And my nephews were like, dang, fool, you look so crazy like that. I'm like, well, I would never do this in public, but, you know, for a picture's sake, I say, you know what I mean? And, yeah, fool, So it was big picture days, and because at this time I'm dying in prison too, guys. Like, I'm never gonna go home. So a picture, it probably don't mean as much to people in the free world as it does to me at that time in my life, because I'm gonna die in here, and my family can never see me like that. They can only see me with blues on in a visiting room, and that's it. But right here, I could come out shirtless, I could flex, I could be like, what's up? They could see silly pictures, because the reality is I'm not going to act silly in the visiting room. I'm too much of a man to act silly. I barely crack a smile in the visiting room because all my peers are there, and I'm not going to allow them to look at me as soft. I'm not going to allow them to look at me anything less than I think I am, right? Because I'm portraying this hard-ass image. So when you get a cell phone, like, bro, that's out the window. We're taking pictures like if we're schoolgirls, like tongue sticking out, eyeballs twisted up, like retarded. But that allowed me to do that, you know. So those kind of pictures, like, I got so many, bro. I can't even count them.
And just for clarification, just in case, you know, administration, you know, comes across this stream or whatnot, could you give us a little bit you know, a history of when this picture was taken, so like that they can't use it against you?
I believe, oh no, they can't look. Oh no, James, my face is not so handsome no more, bro. The age catches up with you, bro. You guys I'll never do the facelift. You know,
facelift?
in prison, the prison facelift. I heard so much about the other day at Yard. You know, we ain't doing all that. I age gracefully. But no, if any of them seen that picture, they'll know that's years ago. That's like I believe that's 2010, 2009 picture, and
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
Yeah, but the cops ain't dumb. They're kind of smart, so they could see like different color sheets. Like, not all prisons are the same. Like, we have sheets right here that are white, and I believe at that prison they were pink, you know. And at Salinas Valley they were dark blue and baby blue. Like, different places have different themes. Calipat has holes in the doors. Like, so when they see a picture, they kind of know whether it's the same institution or a completely different one, you know.
Yeah. So I know we just got the announcement. We got about 20 seconds left. You could go ahead and call us back, and we could go ahead and continue on your journey here.
Continue.
Yep.
Okay. All
right, so there you have it. If you guys were wondering what Big Joe looks like, this was taken back in 2010. So that was 14 years ago. So yeah, it's some time has passed, and then so yeah, he is looking a little bit different. And I had a few weeks ago, yeah, so I can confirm, yeah, he doesn't. You could tell the difference between this picture here on the screen and what it looks like now.
This call is now being
Esta es
recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
Joe Perez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Man, Joe, hey, I think the
Hello?
word got out that your picture came up on the screen, because we went from 5 to 10. We got 10 people in here now, so
Nah, they were gonna. It's because it's getting close to lunch hour, bro. They were gonna come in anyways, Yeah.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, well,
Pictures were number one because I mean, I can't say it enough, or I can never make it hit the way it was hitting to me, But we're gonna die in prison. Our families never get to see us, and they're gonna see as much of me as possible until they take this, and they'll have those forever. That's the mindset.
yeah.
And then after that, that's the initial thought, right? That's the initial thought, but it grows into like the addiction of feeling free after you're talking to your family over and over, and like getting to tell them I love you every day, and getting to say, hey, you have a good night, and just the small things, right? Because I still know I'm gonna die in here, but now giving a piece of me to them as much as possible before I do, and that's the kind of thing that keeps you where you're like, the phone gets took, well, here's another 15. Boom, give me another one. The phone gets took, here's another 15. Boom, there's another one. And not all the times does the phone get took from you. Like say you lend it to your neighbor, right? And they take it from him. And it's like, damn, well, I still got to buy one because it's my phone, right? So you're just in a constant addiction of chasing freedom, so to speak, because when you have a cell phone, you do not feel like you are incarcerated. Like even right now, I'm talking to you. This tablet they gave us is so beautiful because you don't feel like you're in jail no more. You just feel like you're out there. When I hear Righteous Monkey say a comment, like I picture the smile on his face, and I picture like, oh, this fool's crazy, But I picture the joy that's there, And there's images flying in my head when you're talking about your daughter and her drawings and this and that. And these things are freedom for me. They're freedom. So I'm like, people might be calling in and getting the reverse from me and be like, oh, that's what it feels like to be in jail, right? But at the same time, I'm getting it from you guys too. So this doesn't feel like jail to me. And when you don't have tablets, and years ago when the lockdowns were thick like that and everything's like, hell no, like a phone was the best. It was like, oh my God, thank you for inventing this iPhone, right? Because it's like, this thing made my life so much easier in prison. And then you get addicted to that feeling, and the 115s don't even matter at that point. But the 115 is when you get in trouble, right? So at that point, I had life, and there was no trouble because I already had life. So whatever consequence you think you could put on me, it's like, you already gave me life sentence. You think I'm going to stop getting a cell phone because you took a cell phone away from? Heck no. You could throw me in the shoe forever, as long as I can have one of these forever, So you start rationalizing things like that, And it was only until 2014 when they told me, like, if you get caught with a cell phone, that's Mando 5-year denial. That's when I had to, like, and I had no time, bro. I had no preparation time. They told me it, I knew it, and I did it. I was like, I'm all in. If I could go home one day, I am all in. I'll sacrifice this happiness to be out and continue the happiness forever,
Let me ask you. So you brought up cell phones, and then you also brought up the tablets. The tablets. Do you feel they feel that they fill in that void of having a cell phone?
Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. And guess what? You don't have to pay $1,500 no more. It's free. It's free, bro. It's free. Like that's out the window. For the life of me, in my professional opinion, anybody who would buy a cell phone right now is like, what is wrong with you, bro? You got to be the biggest dummy on earth because they give you the tablet now. And okay, you can't have the phone bone in the nighttime, right? Because this obviously don't get FaceTime and all that, right? But who cares? This is smart. We get family visits now, bro. You're gonna tell me you can't wait a little bit? You got a tablet, like so. So as soon as they introduce these tablets, the first thing, because
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I've been criminal thinking my whole life, right? So the first thing I thought of was, oh, this is hurting the economy. Cell phones ain't gonna be able to sell no more. That tag that used to be on them, that's out. And the first thing you think of is like, there might be little plugs here and there, but the majority of them are dying because you can't afford to pay the cop. It's not worth it from the cop that's gonna bring them in, because the inmate can't make the money no more. So it's not worth it from no standpoint no more. Like, now you have to fandangle one in. If that's you, if you really want one, you're going to have to go out and earn it, because as far as the money aspect, I mean, you fools got to be stupid to do it, because that also dings you at board. Like, and that also helps take away your family visits. Like, there's so many negatives. There's so many cons to the pro. Like, this tablet, it's everything I need. That's it. We got our JPEG pictures uploaded. We're seeing all their old pictures in black and white on paper. Now we get to see them in the tablet. Like, it for sure, it satisfies anything, James.
Yeah. I mean, I know on my end, it's a lot easier, to get a hold of you guys. I could send you a message and we could be talking within minutes, if not seconds. And opposed to before, where you would have to wait, like if you would have to wait like once a week or whenever you signed up for the calls. So it definitely the tablets have definitely been a huge game changer. Even when they were offering the video visits via WebEx, for that year or year and a half or whatever amount of time, once a week, that was pretty cool too. Unfortunately, they did away with those. Those were nice, because you could literally be on there for an hour, uninterrupted. You don't have to listen to a little recording.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I got some recordings of my buddy over there when we were doing those visits. But I even have someone. He was up in Pelican Bay. So that was definitely different, because when you're up there, you're doing this little this video visit, and you're like in the visiting cages, and you could see like the cops coming in, where they handcuff you, they make you turn around, so you get to see all of that, which was
all of that,
yeah, something that you normally wouldn't get to see.
Oh, that's good, man.
Yeah,
that's good.
Hey, so I know a while ago, we were talking about your visit, all in all, how did your visit go?
It went great, bro. Each of those visits are they got their own specialness to them, yeah, but they're good. I had a great time, and I can't stress how rehabilitative they are. For like in a massive general blanket statement, they're so good. They're so good for the heart, the soul, the mind, everything.
Man, it feels right, like you're just you're right at home, right, for those few days that you're there, right?
Yeah, it feels like you're at home, bro. And just like you were talking about with the dishes, I thought about that when you were saying that, because along with making the food when she was asleep, I made I washed all the dishes. We had all kinds of stuff out, and it was because that last day you wash up everything. So it was gonna be that last morning, and we had everything right there to wash still, and she was asleep, so I just washed everything, and yeah, nothing goes unnoticed because I forgot about that already by the time she woke up, and she was like, oh, she was very appreciative of that, and I was like, yeah, like. You drive up here, you come, that's the last you got to do, I mean, if I was asleep, then we probably would have did it together or whatever, but I was awake, so I just knocked it all out,
Yeah, I'm sure my wife.
And it feels good.
My wife's gonna notice. Yeah. She's probably gonna say that I probably threw the dishes away or I was using disposable plates while she was gone.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, how do you teach my daughter how to wash dishes so fast?
Hey, I've been working on that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what big girls do, mija. This is what big girls do. Oh yeah, I'm a big girl, daddy, Yeah. I hear you, bro.
Man, so we got right now. So we got a few comments on here now. I want to go ahead and take the time to read the comments from our listeners over here. We had one earlier on at about 11:45 from Johnny Rockoberry. Hey there, happy Tuesday, and thank you for this stream and for sharing your story.
Okay, you're very much welcome, Johnny Rockaberry. You said?
I believe so. Yep. And then
Rockaberry. This thing sounded like a Mac statement. Now that I said it out loud, okay. Okay.
And then we got Biddy K, tuning in from the UK. Good day, y'all.
Yeah, right back at you, UK. Biddy K.
That's right. And then we also got LBCK15, and earlier on I was asking you the questions about like the cell phones and the tablets and whatnot. So I beat him to the punch. Then we just had Jay tap in, and he writes, "Saludos to you, Joe. Your journey has definitely touched lives. I've done time since the mid '90s on the installment plan. We didn't value life.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, if I die here, oh well, that's life."
Yeah, and that's the thought process, and that is why I say rehabilitation with family visits is so big, because that's the only mindset you have as a incarcerated individual, as a prisoner. And I would think this goes for the nation, not only California, but definitely in California. No matter what respected car you are in, like there's dangers that lurk out there, and life and death is a.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Life and death is a parallel line in prison because you see it more. It's more normal. It's more quick. It's more, hey, did you hear the homie got smoked? Hey, so and so. You're at Salinas Valley and you're hearing about fools dying in Folsom, and you're hearing about fools dying in High Desert, or fools dying in you hear about all the deaths. Even if you're not at the prison, because we have such a strong network that it's like, boom, it happens today, tomorrow we know, and that kind of mindset stays there. So when you get a family visit and you get to experience staying overnight, and no cop you haven't engaged with an officer for 24 hours, that alone does something. Because keep in mind, when we're in prison, we see an officer every so many hours. Every so many hours, you open your eyes and a guard is watching you. Now, when you go to the family visits, they're not. So that in itself does something. Because if you get a sense of freedom, like, oh my God, they don't got to watch us. Oh my God, I'm not so terrible. I'm not a killer like they said I'm a killer, because apparently they're leaving me overnight right here with this person, So it brings a huge sense of humanity back to you. And that's why I say that's so rehabilitating. We talked about the tablets right now, and I had a discussion when the tablets barely were coming in because the cops were pissed off. The hater and the cop can't stand it. You're getting something that, oh my God, this is...
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
This is a security risk. They don't know the problems this is going to cause. The administration is stupid. And I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? You introduce tablets, cell phones are out the window. Ain't that the real problem you want it gone? How are they out the... Because who's going to pay that money when you're giving it to me for free? You still want the... And it was just... And then finally cops will get it and be like, it's going to reduce this. It's going to reduce that. You're going to have a family member telling you don't get in trouble every day now. Think about that. And you tell me that don't change the individual. When his wife or his girlfriend and all his family members like, be safe, mijo, don't do nothing stupid. You know, versus they don't hear that at all. They never even talk to their family. Like, of course it's going to change the dynamics and violence in prison having this. It's going to slow everything down. But when I make the cops realize that, then they like, I never thought about that stuff.
All right. So I forgot to tell him that the announcement had been made. You know, sometimes, you know, we lose track of the 1 minute announcement that the call is about to be cut off. But, you know, and I definitely been slipping on putting up that the clock up on the screen. You know, how many calls are we in already? Like 4 or 5. So I think at this point it wouldn't matter. But let me see if I remember. I got to press like all these buttons. I got to pick up the call. I got to make sure I press the countdown timer button. And sometimes I just forget. And Johnny, hey, you're welcome. And Jay, you know, I really appreciate, you know, the comment. And you know, that's why, you know, we're here. You know, that's why I started this platform, you know, to bring this gentleman, you know, on and so they're able to share their journeys, and hopefully it has a positive, you know, impact on the people that are listening.
This call is now being recorded.
Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
Joe Perez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Tel Link.
Hello, Joe.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so when I'm talking to the cops and they're like, we never thought about that, I'm like, of course you don't, fool, because you're a cop. Like, you go home to your wife every day. You only work here. We're the ones that do it, right? And they'll start seeing it when I start saying everything I'm spilling out there, right? And they're like, oh, my God, I didn't even think about that. You're right. That might stop. And I'm like, no, it is going to stop. It is going to – nothing stops for certain, but it's going to slow things down, you know? And it's like to add to that, right? Like, picture a CO here in this station, right? Working wherever they work in the nation, or working at a different prison, right? And they're hearing me speak. Now, the viewers ain't in here, so the stuff I'm saying the viewers might not get, but a correctional officer, like not a new one, but maybe a one that's seasoned, maybe he's hearing stuff and he's like, dang, that makes perfect sense. Dang, that's clicking for me. Dang, I'm learning so much, right? And I say this because I was at an institution where somehow, some way they needed some bed moves. Oh, it was at COVID time, and they needed to kick these guys out of COVID building for the building to come up. So when they need to do this, everyone's refusing. Like, man, we ain't going, and I don't blame them because it's just a mess, right? And they don't fix nothing, they don't help nothing, so everyone's fed up. But the homie, my neighbor, had a son that was coming up for like a special son and dad festival, right? Like, it's only like 6 guys going out or something, and he was one, and he was going to miss out on that. So while all these MAC reps or everyone out there is trying to solve things and no one's solving nothing, I tell them, hey, tell that cop to pull me out right now. I need to get out of the cell. So they keep ignoring me, and I keep telling them, hey, tell him I need to talk to him. And I go out there, and I'm talking to him, and I'm like, look, this fool's not going to get the visit if this don't happen. And he's like, well, we can't. We're trying. I'm like, you guys ain't trying nothing, fool. Let me go talk. Just give me some time on the doors. Let me go talk. And I go talk, and this cop is like, every time I come back, he'll be like, what did he say? And I'm like, he's moving. And he's like, huh? This cop's looking at me like, what the hell? And they've been trying to do this all morning. And I go to the next door, and I'm gone. Hey, what'd he say? He's moving, fool. And the cop's tripping out, so the cops are like, hey, fool, are you paying them to move? And I'm like, what? And it's like, are you paying them money to move? Like, how are you getting them to move? We've been trying all morning. And I'm like, you're a cop, fool. Like, you're a cop. You will never have the words to tell them how to move or to convince them or to relate on a subject because you're a cop. So in their minds, you're the enemy, fool. You always are the enemy. You always are going to be the enemy. And that cop was tripping out. He was looking at me like, what the? And I was like, yeah, fool. Like, you want to know how? It's because I'm one of them. So when I say it, they feel it. And
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I'm not saying it for me. I'm saying it for my neighbor. I got no dog in the fight. My kid ain't up here. I'm not going to see my son. But they feel that. And they're moving because of that, you know? And then that guy, that cop was, his girlfriend used to work with him, you know, like they're together. They're a thing on the streets. But they were tripping out. And I'm like, but that's the reality of it, you know? Like, you know, I know we try to be cool and everything together, but they're never going to respect you like that. Because you, for so long in their distorted beliefs, you were the enemy, you know. And everybody moved, and everything was everything, and the guy got his visit with his kid, and everything was great, you know. But I remember them tripping out. And when you have real conversations with people, like I'm sure me telling that cop, like, hey, you're a cop, fool, you just don't get it. You know, I sure that opened his eyes, like, damn, you know. Like here, I think I'm a cool cop, and he was A1, but you know he's still an officer, you know. And I'm sure he went and that opened something up in him where he was like, I never thought about that, you know. So I can imagine them listening in and hearing things and being like, damn. So that's what that was all about, you know, and looking past in their situations or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, I think if this stream comes across IGI's desk, I think they're gonna definitely be. I think they might print out your picture and put it up on the wall next to those.
Oh, they got the real thing over here, James. They got the real thing, bro. Bro.
I'm sure your photo, the one on your ID, looks different than the one I got up here on the stream. So they'll be like, nah, we like this picture better. But you know earlier on when
we like this one better.
You know how you were talking about humanizing people. Jay put a comment like right before the call got cut off, and he put that's they put that label on us to the point where you believe that you're a terrible person and that you're not
human.
That you have no value, pretty much. Yeah. So
yeah.
So he definitely agrees
bro.
with your comment there.
You know, that's true, and not only like that's just one aspect, because all the aspects go back to that. You know, like when the homies are there and say there's some dope that's ODing everybody, right? You know, the cops. Here's the difference of opinion again. The cops, like the cool cops, they'll tell you like, hey, be careful out there. There's some bad dope going around. You know, like that's their standpoint on it. But to the homies, they're like, I need some of that. Where'd he get that from? I need some. So it's completely different aspects of looking at the same thing, you know? Because the homies are like, man, that OD'd homeboy, man, I'm looking for some stuff like that. That has to be good. And the cops are like, man, that's some bad stuff going around, you know? So it's just so different perspective. But back to what he said right now. Pretend there's a bunch of homies right there talking about going and getting that stuff that OD'd somebody, right? And there might be one smart one in the back that says, "Hey man, you might go belly up on that," you know? And the other ones are like, "Who cares, fool? Like, look where we're at. Who is that the worst thing that can happen to me? Because from this point, it looks kind of pretty to me, you know? So that reinforcement of like we ain't nothing, we don't matter, that comes from all angles, you know? Even when you're going on a mission, even when you're going to stab somebody, that's right there too. It's like, who cares, fool? Forget this line. The cops treat us bad. You're justifying how good you're going to get treated after you do it versus how bad you're being treated currently, you know? And you're just constantly lowering your value as a human being. And you're doing it unconsciously. It's being thrown at you every way you could think about it, and you don't even know it. You're just in the middle of it. It's like being in a big old container of corn, and you just keep sinking over and over and going lower and lower, and it's like a bottomless pit. Like, that's how down individuals feel in here, right? And I'm talking from a sober mindset. I'm talking from somebody that didn't get high in here. Now, can you imagine the people who are relying on meth or relying on heroin? You know? Like, I'm sure their viewpoint and their look and their stand is a much deeper stance than that, you know? Because you do feel hopeless.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Yeah, I mean,
Hello?
I know a lot of us, didn't have hope. But for some of us, it took longer, to figure out than others that we do have, we do have some value, we do have a voice, and we do have something to offer, society besides, being a bag of money for or job security for prison guards and for the system, for judges and the county jails and all of that. We have more to offer than being that.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's the environment only hinders us, And now that's what I was saying, like, the environment is changing. The environment at least allows you to see light at the end of the tunnel now. And before, it was just all dark,
Yeah, and then you got to see it firsthand, right? Because you remember when there was no hope, when your life meant life, you were destined, to leave there one
to die.
day. Yeah, and now that's not the
Yeah,
that's no longer
yeah,
the
that's how
case.
phone. That's not the case. Yeah, that cell phone meant a lot to me. Those pictures meant everything to me, And I'll say this: my first cell phone in prison, bro, it wasn't exactly hand to hand. It wasn't like, here's this phone, give me the money. Like, I waited on that bad boy. I waited on that bad boy to the point where I was like, hey, I'm gonna run up in that gym, and we're gonna show this fool like he's taking a little too long, And everyone was like, calm down, fool, relax, like, don't blow this up for all of us. And I'm like, hey, it's 2 weeks into it, bro. Like, my money's been there. I don't know what the hold up. Like, I was already going crazy, because I was feeling like, oh, this fool thinks he's going to take my money and that's it, right? So what I'm saying is those pictures meant that much to me that I'm going out on a limb. And then I got to wait for shipping and handling, and nothing's guaranteed. Every step of the way, a cop could figure something out, pat the wrong guy down, and my phone's gone, And I wasted all that money. I don't even got the money like that, But that's how much those pictures meant to me. Because when I bought my first phone, all I could think about was sending all kinds of pictures to my family,
Hey, and let me ask you: Do you recall what kind of phone that was that you would get?
Heck
for
yeah,
$1,500?
Heck yeah, bro. And nobody's even gonna know the name of it. Nobody's ever gonna be like, "What's he talking about?" It was called a Next 10 phone, not Nextel, like Next 10, like a 1 and a O, and it was like a slider. It was like you slide it up, and the keyboard and the dial tones under it, and you could close it back,
Oh, Net 10, like Net 10 Wireless. They're like a prepaid company. Right?
Oh, excuse me, not Next 10, Net 10. That's 10. Right, Net 10.
And it was a
Net 10.
It was a slider. Let me see.
Prepaid.
Yeah.
Slider.
Was it like?
Yeah, slider. Look so magnificent, bro. It looked like the most beautiful thing I ever seen, right? And I'll say this too. In time, they start coming, because when I got mine, like, they were not a lot on the yard. There was like very Like they were barely starting to drip in, you know, and exactly that. They weren't coming by the bunches, they were dripping in. So I got mine probably like fourth, you know, and then like for like 6 months, nobody knew that we had them, bro. Like I'm talking about all the guys that live on top of us. We didn't share that information with nobody because we were like, these are so precious that we can't lose them. So in time, you know, everyone starts getting raided one by one. Boom, he lost the phone. Boom, he lost the phone. And when they're doing that, keep in mind, I'm holding my phone so precious, like I can't lose it. If I lose it, these are the pictures gone, everything's gone. And it's costing me an arm and a leg to use the damn phone because it's not prepaid, right? So when everyone's losing the phone, I look and I tell the homies, like, hey, fools, I'm moving. And everybody was upset, like, why are you leaving, fool? Like, come on, what's wrong? And I'm like, have you ever seen Predator? Have you ever seen the movie Predator? And he's looking and he sees heat. He sees just the body heat.
Yeah.
I go, that's what IGI is looking at right now, bro. They're looking at this section in this building, and all they see is heat. And I am not going to be, I'm going to be Arnold. I'm going to grab the vine. I'm going to put mud on my back. I'm going to swing on the tree, and I'll be on the other side, and I won't move.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
I did that, bro, and like, I shit you not, maybe like 3 months into the future, everybody had lost their phone. And I was the only one in the corner with my thing still, right? And when that happened, you know, all the homies were like, dang, fool. Like, you were so smart, fool. I remember thinking, man, I was heartbroken you were moving. I felt like you were abandoning us. But we get it now, fool. Now that they had their phones took, they were like, we get it. And I was like, fool, how could you not see the future? Like, how could you not see what was going to happen, fool? It was time to pull the cord. In my opinion, we all should have just split. Everybody moving everywhere, and then you guys might have been safe. But my little doggy stayed with me. You know?
Call me back is about to hang up.
Okay.
All right. So right now, when he calls back, I'm gonna ask him which Net 10 phone was it, because I found a few different bottles. A few different models. So what could he possibly had? LG, Samsung, Motorola. Or maybe they had, back then, who knows if these were the phones that they were selling back then when he took these pictures. But I'll go ahead and double check with him right now. But just imagine, look, I mean, these phones back then, they couldn't have been more than like $50 or maybe even 100, you know, tops, because this is a prepaid carrier. But man, you know, just to think, you know, it's mind-boggling somebody would pay, you know, that much. But then again, I mean, you're in prison, so you know, things are definitely priced at they have a different price point when you're you know, have the Underground Railroad, you know, bringing these devices to you. All right, so hopefully, you know, he calls back sooner than later. And I know he did mention earlier on that the weather was good out there, and I was thinking that it was raining because I know I recently saw on the news that they were having really bad rain out there. But apparently in San Diego or Imperial County, they're not having those issues.
This call is now being
Esta es
recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
Joe Perez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello, Joe.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, bro.
So
Yeah?
I jumped on eBay right now, and I'm looking up at the Net 10 phones that they had, you know, or slider phones that they have. So far I found an LG, I found a Motorola, and a Samsung. Would it happen to be been any of those models that you had when you bought this $1,500 cell phone?
I think it was. I don't know. I think it was just Net 10. Do they just have a Net 10 phone made by Net 10 or no?
No. Normally they'll get it from a manufacturer. So they Net 10 is just
Oh,
they'll put
okay.
the
Well, this
branding
one
on
had
it.
that little sticker
Uh-huh.
that had a little Net 10. It had like a little blue, I think, square,
Uh-huh.
and I remember it being black and red.
Oh, black and red.
Like for some reason I remember. Yeah, maybe it was all black and a little red on the buttons.
Yeah.
But for sure it was like that, you know. And yeah, bro, that little bad boy was amazing, except for the bill, because that bill was crazy. You know.
Oh man.
Yeah, I remember we'll have to use text sometimes because it was so expensive, bro. Like I was like, dang, one thing was to get it, another thing's to maintain it, you know.
Oh, so you didn't even have an unlimited plan. You didn't even have like $50 for
No,
unlimited?
I'm going minute by minute, my boy. I'm going. They said something was wrong with that something was wrong where we couldn't get an unlimited plan with that phone or something, right? So we had to go minute by minute, and I was like, how stupid are these people buying this thing and they don't even get it hooked up right? But when you're in prison, you got no complaint like that. Believe me, bro. I can tell you stories with pictures. I mean, not pictures. I laughed right now because my Sally put the lizard upside down, and the lizard's on his back asleep right now. This lizard's like such a baby, dog. He's the best treated lizard in the world, probably, you know. And bro, I'm going to tell you about batches of phones that came in a different institution where they brought them from China or Japan or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And they did that because they were cheaper. So these fools are trying to be cheap. So they get them from overseas, and when they bring them in, they can't even activate them because of some technicality.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I know why they didn't work.
You know, and when people do stuff like that, you know, we'll be on the prison yard, and they'll be like, they're cutting the prices now they're trying to get rid of them for $500 a pop. And I'm like, what does it matter? They don't work. Like, this got to be the world's dumbest criminals right here, you know? They're trying to just salvage any kind of money, and everyone's like, no. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get that thing. That thing don't work. Get that thing for a free $115. I didn't even get to use it one time, you know. But yeah, sometimes there's the world's dumbest criminals in here, you know.
Yeah, and the reason it didn't work was because those phones that they bought, they work on a different frequency or different bands that don't exist on.
Oh,
in the US.
yeah.
So that's what it was.
And then here's another one for you, bro. Here's another one for you. One time, fools got phones, and these are all like different prisons, different individuals, but one time some fools got phones in, and you couldn't activate them, I think because they were never sold at the store or something like that.
Oh.
Like, I think they had to connect where they got them before they were actually sold. They were never like, is that a thing? Let's say,
no.
Let's say for hypothetically,
Yeah.
if I steal a phone from the store,
Yeah.
will it not activate?
Well, it depends. So it depends what time frame, because there was a point in time that you could get phones. It didn't matter where they came from. They couldn't blacklist them. You could use phones from anywhere. But then, you know, eventually technology changed, and now, like as of right now, if you get a phone that's reported lost or stolen, most carriers will block them. The only way to get around them would be by changing the IMEI number. But you know, that's you have to find somebody who knows how to do it, and then it's not gonna be free and cheap.
Well,
so and then now.
Well, that's not something that's done in prison. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
You know. And homies are fools too, because you have girls that work like at Verizon, and they're like, let's try this, let's jailbreak this and troubleshoot, and it's like nowhere, bro. Like, some phones are just dead off the bat, you know, and it's like dumbest criminals, you know. World's dumbest criminals right here, bro. Wasted all that time and energy, and it's hard to do these things, and this is what you came in with, huh?
That's definitely one place you don't. I mean, you can't be jailbreaking.
Yeah, you can't miss the mark.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't miss the mark, and again, to come in here and find out there's a problem, you know. I can imagine those conversations after that happened, you know.
Or selling a phone that doesn't work to the wrong person is definitely not gonna be. Things are definitely gonna get ugly really fast.
Yeah, ugly really fast. But shout out to the tablet GTL people, man, because I know they relieved so much of these problems for these these workers that work so hard to not get them in here. You know, I know they got a backup where they didn't even see it coming.
Yeah. Hey, and right now that you mentioned the GTO workers, I at least the last 2 days that I've been speaking to you guys, the service has been pretty good. So do you know if they've done any new upgrades, or because the situation seems a little bit better than the past weeks?
Okay, the only upgrade I can see is that when I look at my pictures now, okay, let me say this. I looked at my pictures a while back, maybe like a month ago, and I see my niece was blocked. And I'm like, how is my niece blocked or she suspended account? And I'm like, we don't even talk that much. What are they tripping on? So I went in there and all her JPay pictures were in there. And I know the girls were going through this too on the streets because all the girls were talking and they were like, oh my God, I got some random guy pop up on my thing. And oh my God, this and that. And I'm like, well, GTL and JPay are connecting, you know? So, I got this guy that I used to talk to a long time ago, so the girls didn't know what was going on. So when I'm hearing this, I'm like, I know what's going on. They're merging the things. So yesterday, I discovered something. I discovered in my pictures, I have a lot more pictures in there. So everybody that sent me JPay pictures, they're just automatically popping up in the messages, you know? And I didn't know that because I haven't been down there in so long. And now I'm seeing all the old JPay pictures. Some of them come out as suspended. I guess if they use a different email. And then if they use all the same information, they just go in your regular messages, but they're way at the bottom because they're before any of your pictures. So you got to scroll all the way down. And this tablet is not like, it's not no kind of technology in this thing, right? So I'm going to bring people back to like AOL and dial-up or all these, when the computers were barely new and you had to wait for them to do things, not like instant like now, like the little kids get their phone and touch and they're in there. So these tablets are like that. They're old school. So when I'm looking at my pictures, I got to scroll down and they're loading and I got to wait for them to load. And then I got to scroll down and they're loading and I got to wait. So in order to get all my pictures to pop up, you got to spend like 5 minutes in there just waiting for them to actually pop up. So that's the only update I see that they did.
You know what? And I just thought about something. So when you go home, this tablet, does it belong to the state or does it belong to you? Are you able to come home with it and have access to your pictures, or do you surrender it?
I know you definitely surrender the tablet, bro. So I don't know how that's gonna work. I think some people think that there is an account, and I kind of think that too, that maybe you could log into, but I'm not sure. I'm not too sure how that works, you know?
Yeah, and then and what happens to this, all these pictures and information? Once you go home for a certain amount of time, do they exist on their servers forever, or at some point do they purge like all these pictures and whatnot? That's I might have to do some research on that to figure out, because I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look into that, bro, because my Instagram model might get a bigger fan base, you know? She might get a bigger fan base once I go home, you know?
Yeah. Man. Hey, so
man.
I originally told you that
Talk to me.
that we were gonna do a shorter call, but things change, between the time we had the conversation and us, being on the phone. And do you have anything going on today, or what's your agenda looking like today, or your calendar?
My agenda. Well, today we're gonna get day room right now, so I can either go out or not. I could do either or, you know.
Hey,
but I worked out. Yeah.
If you go out, can you want to do a video visit since you already showed so they could see what you look like before and what you look like now. Do a few push-ups. You got a white T-shirt. Hold on, bro. Let me. I had to make sure I was shaved first, so I looked in the mirror, and we could do one, bro. We could do one. Okay.
And Okay. We're improvising. We're on the fly. I like this.
There it is.
Now I gotta get. Okay, you might see me moving around. I mean, you might hear me moving around because now now I'm getting everything ready to go out and do this party time with you guys.
That's
Hey,
yeah.
hey, bro, be careful, bro, cause I don't know. Women say men get handsomer with age, you know. So what I don't think, you know, what I definitely don't think, maybe they think, you know.
Yeah.
We might break the internet right now. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, I'm gonna tell you this: since the last time that we did the video visit, I look a little bit different, so you might not recognize me.
Oh man, my boy shaved everything off. My boy was looking like Macho Man Randy Savage.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
My boy went a little softer, huh?
We'll see right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of scaring me, James. You're kind of scaring me right now, bro.
Hey, so
Okay.
So what time are you guys scheduled to come out at 1 p.m. or around that time?
No, any minute now. It could be 1, but it could be like right now too, though.
Yeah.
So right now, that's why I'm putting on my stuff. I'm getting ready to go out and we'll do this all the way live. Let me see. Okay, keep talking, bro.
All right.
I'm trying to concentrate right here.
That's right.
So ask any question you want. You know the story. You know how things turned about. Anything on the top of your mind that you want to ask, or the viewers, or anybody. And you know what? I would like to open that up for the viewers too. Those of you who heard my whole story and all that, right? Like, you're free to ask any question anytime, new or old, you know. And we'll always be more than happy to help you, you know. Hey James, right now IGI's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna disguise myself as this and ask him that. You guys are more than welcome to too.
Okay. Hello, Joe. So it looks like we ran into a little bit of technical difficulties right there. Everything should be coming back shortly. If not, let me see. I'm gonna pull the plug on this call here and reconnect right now. Yeah, I was that was an error on my side. Hopefully we're still connected. I'm gonna double check right now. Let me jump on my phone and see if we're still on live. If not, it might be the system might think that Joe's still on the call. I disconnected it right now just because it went silent. But anyhow, it was he only had about a minute left on there, and he should be calling us back. I'm trying to set up my this thing back up, but it's not connecting. Okay, here we go.
This call is now being
Esta es
recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
Joe Perez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello, Joe.
Hello.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we're back on.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That was.
I just couldn't hear, so I figured I'll just hang up and call back. I'll be back over here faster, you know.
Yeah, that was on me over here on this end where.
Okay.
But I'm trying to figure out this phone thing right now because my phone's not picking up internet, and so like that we could.
Video.
Yeah. So I could pick up the video. Yeah, the Wi-Fi. I don't know what's going on with my but
okay.
I think I might know what's going on with it. I'll fix it up really quick right now, and so like that we're ready.
Okay.
Once you come out onto the.
Okay.
Once you come out on the video.
Yeah, and you know what? When I open up the inquiries about anything, you know, understand, ladies and gentlemen, you are dealing with a real professional right here. Professional. So all the feedback will be at an expert level, you know.
All right. Yeah. I'm trying to, if you don't mind, taking the wheel for a moment here while I try to set up
Okay.
the internet.
Okay, we're gonna drive.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let me. Okay, we're taking over right now. Hey, Sally. Hey, Sally. Would you have anything for the audience? Any topics? Any hot topics for my Sally right now? Huh? Nothing? Cat got your tongue? Oh, this motherfucker shy boy. This one froze up on me. Okay, well, I don't know what to talk about too much, but life's a blessing. I will say that right now. And all the hardships that people deal with, they got books for you guys out there. They got books and they got channels like this. And I don't know if we help out or not.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I will hope we help out, and that's why I've always been open, like any questions and anything like that, because well, all I could give you is an honest opinion, honest opinion from my standpoint and my life experiences in here, and we're just trying to help anybody out there. I was more focused on the kids, but James made me realize like there's adults too that take stuff out of hearing these conversations, And I am more than happy to help anybody. And for me, this is like a living immense, I plan to do a whole lot when I'm free. I plan to do a whole lot that never stops giving back. And I'll be coming back to prisons and juvenile halls and jails. And, I crossed over, but that don't mean nothing to me. Like, if people are still living lifestyle and they still got opinions and everything, like I'm still trying to save your little brothers from coming in here, I'm still trying to stop them from having to live this rough road we live, So that's something I don't think I said, but believe that's in the heart, and that's never going to stop. That's always going to be there. So my little feet ever touch this freedom, and I know they are, I just don't know when, right? I know I'm going home. I just don't know when I'm going home. But the moment that happens, it doesn't stop for me. It's almost like I'm still locked up. I'm going to be free, and I'm going to enjoy my life, but I'm never going to forget, and I'm never going to stop trying to make this world a better place because of all the personal hurt and harm I've done to it. And that's just that's not a coping skill. That's just making a living amends, bro. Because I feel I did so much wrong that there's no way for me to move forward in my life and ever say like I'm past this, I'm done with it. Like I did my time. My time is eternal from this point on, And it's because of good groups and good people that I've discovered that. And I'm not even mad at it. It's not like I'm forcing myself. I'm not. It's going to be a joyful event, time and time again when I do stuff like that, And if I can ever go up to Sacramento and take pictures up on them steps for you guys, I will. Like if I get out, my journey's going to be continuously. James will document everything, and you guys, if I ever go out, I'm taking you guys with me. Those that wanna stay around and see what happens and see the joys and the life experiences of what it looks like for an individual who's been in prison his whole life and barely coming to the streets. That's well, if you want, you'll get to see that. And we'll do it like the same way we've been doing it, open, honest, and vulnerable. Because above all things, I feel like I am completely vulnerable on this podcast, and I ain't even tripping. Somebody told me, how are you gonna tell the thing? Like you got to be careful, the internet this way, that way, and I was like, there's only one way to tell it, and that's just how it happened. That's the only way I could tell it. I can't tell it no other way but that way,
Hey Joe,
yeah.
I'm not able to for whatever reason I'm having some issue with my phone, the one that I take the calls with. If I hook up the Wi-Fi in order for me to project the stream, to the screen.
Yeah.
I gotta be on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna go, I could still take the call. The only thing I won't be able to do it live. So we'll do the call and then I'll upload it after we're done with that, so they could go ahead and you know and you know check you out and you know see you face to face.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm all in.
Okay.
I'm all in. We just gotta wait for the day room, and that's it. And then if you're not busy right now, we'll go like immediately.
Yeah, we'll do it immediately. Yeah. So right now, what I want to do is I'm gonna go ahead and we'll go ahead and cut the stream as soon as you go outside. Call me,
Okay.
and then like that, I'll be on the
Hit you
phone.
up.
I'll be ready on the phone to expect your call,
Okay.
and then the audience, you know, could tap back in later and check it out. You know, once the video is uploaded.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Okay, I got it. Let's go.
Okay.
So we give the shout outs and we say goodbye right now.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Get him, James.
All right. So I want to go ahead and give everybody a shout out that you know came into the chat today. Really appreciate it. First person tapping in today was
Biddy K.
there it is, Biddy K.
LBC 15.
You got it. I like
Funky Monkey.
Righteous Monkey. Yeah.
Yeah, Lice Man, homie. Yeah.
Yeah. We also got Jay. Jay's been tapping in. I think I seen him on a few streams previously. You know, really appreciate it. We also had Johnny Rackleberry. You know, representing, dropping in those questions and those comments.
Rockaberry. Go ahead, keep going, baby.
Yeah. That's it right now for this stream. But you know, you can't forget about Fish Slayers SoCal. Who else? You know, normally taps in. Marlene, Gary's prima. Who else do we got? Chronicles, Livestock Chronicles hasn't tapped in. I'm sure you know he's probably catching it on the rebound. Richard de Colorado.
Yeah.
And Mad Max, you know,
Yeah.
408, M Star Media, and there's a whole slew of other people that tap in. You know, I can't think of their names at the top of the name, but you know they're not forgotten.
Yeah, never forgotten, people. We love you. Wish you the best out there, and on behalf of every inmate that's a part of this organization and trying to do good with their lives, we wish you the best, man.
That's
Thank
right.
you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the ears. And we're going to upload this current. But you know what? I got to warn the audience now, man. I'm like 287 pounds now. You know, I ain't that little kid that had that picture on. You know, my face looks like a little California raisin now. But you might be able to see me in the eye still, you know? You might be able to see me in the eye still.
That's right. And you know, and with that being
tell
said,
him, James, man, get big.
Nah, I'm still thin. I'm not.
Many steaks.
I'm not able to put on that weight. So
Okay.
you know, as far as me, you know, I say the same.
They're gonna
since
see my big.
teenage
They're gonna see my big white beard on now, and they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, I can't recognize that guy."
All right, Joe. And, you know, with that being said, like I said, around here, life's like a candle. Once you blow it out,
It's gone forever.
there it is.
Be careful with that blow.
It's lights out. And with that, I'm out. Don't hang up. I'm gonna talk to you for a quick moment